Hello everybody and welcome back to Factorio with the HardCrafting Mod installed. I'm your host Alex and you're watching FCOG Gaming. The only gaming that's sponsored by an FCOG, I don't know. Anyway, copper production. Got quite a bit figured out. It wasn't quite as complicated as the iron, which I kind of wish I would have just figured this out on screen. Because it really didn't take me that long to figure out. But anyway, ignoring this new section down here, before what we had going on was, god damn it, these spiders are starting to get pretty aggressive, and I think they're taking out my power. So I'm going to have to take care of that. Did I not just put a turret down? Oh, well, I forgot to put walls on it. That'll do it. Okay. Yeah, I'm stupid. I get it. Okay, we got that. We need another boiler. Yeah. Boiler. Put that right there. That should get things going. Again. And there we go. Back to capacity there. Let's go ahead and put this down. We'll put some, well, I'll need more bullets than that, but my god. Alright, we've got a turret, or got some walls being damaged. That's fine, actually. I don't need all this ammo down here. Walls. Walls. Around this guy. And that should help us out. Now, I do have laser turrets researched. I just haven't taken time to get those automated yet. Plus, I don't have any oil production set up yet because I've been spending all my time on copper and iron. Which, anyway. Oh, so my dirt's full. Okay. Anyway. So the old way of smelting copper was you would have everything going into this circular belt. There would be what they call cruel smelting of copper going on, which is basically you put copper ore in, you get copper plate and copper sludge, I think they call it. It's the equivalent of iron slag out. So you put the copper plate onto the belt, take the iron or the copper sludge out. Copper sludge will come around here and get produced into, like my multitasking there, copper dust, I think is what it is. Copper dust is kind of like pulverized iron in the fact that it's a 1-to-1 ratio with smelting. What we got here? Let's go with logistics 2. I don't know. I'm cruising through this research, by the way, just because I want to keep my belts clear. Anyway, but yeah, that produces nothing, more or less. So you've got that. The mines produce gravel, which I had been turning into piles of gravel, which at this point are just a waste byproduct. I could be turning them into bricks, but I just haven't been. And yeah, not very efficient, but it does get the job done. So, also dirt is just a straight up waste product in this setup. So now that I have the pulverizer unlocked, this is what we can do. I pull out the copper ore and the gravel that the mine produces, put them on either side of a belt here. The copper ore gets put into the pulverizer, which gets turned into, or copper ore and gravel get put into a pulverizer, which gets turned into copper dust and sulfur dust. The sulfur dust and copper dust gets put into a factory, which in a slightly different ratio gets turned into copper sulfate, which I think is spelled wrong, but I'm not 100% sure. Copper sulfate gets put into a chemical plant, gets combined with water, and you get a copper plate, gravel, and hydrochloric acid. Or sulfuric acid, I'm sorry. So anyway, at this point, the sulfuric acid is purely a byproduct. I'm not using it for anything, but I know once we get oil set up and going, that's going to be something useful. The gravel I just have going and getting recycled back onto the gravel line, and the copper just gets put on the copper belt. Not a bad little system. Now, I do have to keep this old setup just for the fact that copper sludge gets produced by the mines. So we have to do something with that, so that gets put into this old loop, gets turned into the pulverized copper and copper plates. Also, because there's a different ratio between copper and sulfur dust that gets produced and what is required for copper sulfate, we end up with a little bit more copper dust than we can use. As you can see there, that inserter wasn't too big, or wasn't too slow to pick these up. It was full. That factory was full. So I'm recycling that back into this main line. It gets picked up, put into this loop, and then the old furnace that was picking up the copper dust from the pulverizer still picks it up and it gets used. Right now we're not using enough copper for this actually to clear out, so eventually this is going to get clogged up, and I think that's going to be the first thing that gets clogged, to be honest with you. We are also getting gravel from the copper sludge, which at this point is just filling up this box. Like I said, I could be turning that into stones and useful stuff like that, but right now I'm not. So, actually, I believe concrete uses stone, brick, iron ore, and water, which is interesting. Huh. I'm going to go ahead and research that. I know it's expensive, but I don't really need any other research at this point. But that might be something expensive, or something worthwhile to do. Now, as you can see, I'm down to one copper mine down here. So my plan for this episode is to go down here, and there's this spot of copper, and I want to set up a proper facility for that. It's basically this on a bigger scale. So that's my plan. So first things first, I've got all the components made, I believe. But first things first, I'm going to set up a turret. Just because I know I'm pretty close to these biter nests here. And I just have a feeling they're going to be harassing me pretty strongly. At some point, I need to go on a run and clear out at least those two closest nests. But right now, that's not really on my to-do list at the moment. So I'm gonna get a few more mines made. I guess I didn't have that produced. But anyway, let's go ahead and get at least one down. We'll have our mine output here. We'll have that actually go all the way across. Let's get... Oh, I need steel. Damn it. Okay. Hold on. We're going to go ahead. Run all the way back up here. We need to grab some steel. And on my way back, I'm actually going to run power down there, so it's not really a wasted trip. At least that's how I'm justifying it. Wow, that is a huge swarm. Is everything okay? Everything okay, turret? Completely forgot to run power. Oh, good times. Okay, let's get this stuff set up, and then we will have this guy coming up to this guy. He's actually going to connect up here, like so. And that should get our mines going down here. Yes, it does. Okay, I'm going to queue up some lights as well. If I can find them. There we go. Just for the benefit of you guys, because my screen is actually has I have the contrast way up on my screen. Just because I don't like darkness in games. I think it's kind of a stupid thing. Anyway, we got lamps. Okay. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to bring this up right away. And we are going to bring off the copper and the gravel. So you are going to be gravel. You are going to be copper ore. I'm going to put down some power to connect you up. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and bring this out a little bit. And how was I going to do this? I had a plan. I kind of forgot what it was. I know the pulverizers come first. So we're going to have pulverizer, 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 pulverizer. You're going to have fast inserters feeding you guys this goodness. Go ahead and hook you all up. Like so. So, I had a plan for this. What was my plan? I think I might have messed it up already. Alright, regardless, I need... need chemical plants. Actually, I'm going to spread these out a little bit. This one's fine. We're going to put at least enough for pipes to get in between the chemical plants. Thought I had 5 of those. I did. I put down the wrong thing. Okay, so there. There. Damn it. I'm sucking today. I'm sorry. Okay, so something like that. Then we can actually put these here. That. Alright, so we'll have... This is going to get fed iron ore and gravel. Which we're going to just fill that belt up a little bit. Maybe. Maybe, who knows. These guys... need to be spread out even more. Or just rotated. Yeah, these guys can just be rotated. That's... Oh, no. Factory's next. What am I doing? Sucking. I'm letting you guys down. I don't like doing that. I had a plan. I forgot the plan. Anyway, I do have to set the recipe for these. So... why are we... That was weird. And you are making copper sulfate. Okay. So, what we need... Actually, what? I'm going to do something crazy here. Maybe. What if I do something like this? You're making copper sulfate. And then I have a belt. No, that's not going to work. Alright. Because I kind of wanted to just direct feed these guys. Which I guess I could do. But then I'm going to have too much copper dust. And that's got to go somewhere. So what I might end up doing... Huh. You doing alright? Well, regardless, I'm going to put it on a lamp so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's go back up and look at my prototype here, because I had a general idea of what I wanted to do. But obviously that's not really happening. Okay, So I think what I might do is I'm going to spread out this whole chain a little bit. So what's going to happen, I'm actually going to move this up a little bit too, like so. Alright, so we actually need a smart inserter there, and a smart inserter here, and a belt coming up. And then you can just be a fast inserter. Go in there. Alright, and you are going to be making copper sulfate. And then this chemical plant is going to come up here. Yeah, I guess we can just have you facing this way. That should be fine. Your recipe is going to be copper plates. Shouldn't need that belt to go any further. Oh my god, I wish they would leave me alone. Okay, so I'm going to put in copper ore and gravel just to make sure this is going to work. You are just doing sulfur dust. You are just doing copper dust. There we go. And then you are just moving stuff over there. So now I need some water, which I think I can just branch off of this pump that I've already got, because I've got to go to that water source anyway. That might take a while, so I'm going to come back to that. Alright, so this copper dust that's extra, let's go ahead and have that come out here, because my copper is actually going to get deposited here. That's going to be my copper line. So copper dust can go up here. And then we can have our slag crushers and whatever up here. Right? Seems like a thing that'll work. Alright, so where do I need to go? I need to go back this way. Probably about 2 lengths of pipe that way. Let's make a couple normal pipes as well. Normal pipe. Where'd you go? Here we go. Okay, and back up to here. Something like that. I don't think that's going to overload that pump. It shouldn't. Alright, where did I get gravel from? I got gravel from right there. So this is going to have to be a smart inserter. Alright. Smart inserter for copper plates. And then actually, should be able to just offload the excess gravel onto this belt as well. It's going to the same place. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so I'm probably going to want to double up at least on this feed, because I was noticing before it wasn't keeping up at all. So we'll have you be gravel as well. Alright, where did my light go? Here. Okay, so it's starting to work. Definitely starting to work. Yeah. So we'll have that. This episode is taking a lot longer than I expected it to. Let me get this little bit up here pushed through. And then what we'll actually do keep pushing that down and keep pushing amount of belts. See, that got by. I don't like that at all. Oh, I never assigned that to be ore, that's why. It's like, how are two inserters not catching all that? Still not really catching all that. Seem to be catching all the gravel, for the most part. Huh. Plus then this gets clogged up. Maybe it would be better to do something like this. Let's bring this up a ways. And everything that I don't want off this line, or on that line, such as dirt, slag, and that's it. All right. Is going to go that way, and that's still not going to work, because if one of these sides gets filled up, like they are, it's going to get just straight clogged. Like that. See? And see, it works until you get some ore past there. Then everything gets clogged up. I mean, on a small scale, this worked perfectly fine. Also, what's the... Oh, I don't have an outlet for my sulfuric acid. That's easy enough to fix. Oh my god. What happened to this fucking turret that was down here? Huh? What happened to that, guys? Jesus. Luckily my armor is kick-ass, but jeez. That kind of scared me. Alright. So... Okay, well, we'll put this down. I don't care about research right now. I'm going to put this down. Then we're going to put this pipe down. Have it empty out like that. Oh yeah, like that. We might as well pick this up. And yeah, we'll have to have it do a little bit of a shimmy. That's fine. Up to here and there. And then the other ones can hook into it. It should be groovy. It should be just groovy. Alright, so I don't know the best way to deal with this, to be perfectly honest with you. I could do another, like, little mini loop. Would that be a thing? Would that be a thing that's worth doing? I think it might be. Let's go ahead and put some more in there just to keep things going. Yeah, I think I'm going to put a cut in this episode. I'm not going to do too much work off camera. Because I kind of enjoy figuring this out with you guys. But yeah, now, I mean, the people that have watched through all of the episodes, you've kind of seen both sides of what we can do. As far as... Why is this not going? Oh, you're full of copper. Okay. Anyway, as far as me doing stuff off screen and then kind of telling you what's going on, or me figuring it out while you guys watch, let me know in the comments which you prefer. Because honestly, I mean, I'm kind of torn on what I think is best. So. Anyway, if you like this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more of this series, hit the subscribe button. And as always, take care of yourselves out there. Thanks for watching.